in particular in the case of Islam, which by its definition is believes itself to be destined to rule the world, coming in large numbers to countries, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see what's happened, for instance, in Europe, in countries like France and Germany, and also here in Italy. And it's also happening in the United States. There's a very interesting book written called No-Go Zones, in which records places in the United States where, in fact, Muslim immigrants have set up their own legal order. In other words, they resist the authority, the legitimate authority of the state. And so to be opposed to wholesale or large-scale Muslim immigration is in fact, as far as I'm concerned, a responsible exercise of one's patriotism.
All right. Kellen McBreen has the story at Infowars.com. This just happened, ladies and gentlemen. All you got to do is look around, folks. Pick your head up. Look around. It's not too hard to see what's going on right now. You got a bunch of demon-possessed people that don't even realize it, gnashing out against humanity. And then you have the leaders of the Democrat Party that get their energy from the devil. They're now losing that energy as the devil is waning now. And so the story at Infowars.com from Kellen McBreen, disoriented Democrat Jerry Nadler nearly passes out during presser. I mean, he really does pass out. And he kind of nodding his head. He's clearly ill. And look, I'm not here celebrating the fact that Jerry Nadler almost died on camera today. But this is a corrupt Democrat. This is a dirtbag. This is a scumbag. And so I wish him the best in God's plan. But we thought it was Nancy Pelosi that would be the one that passed out drunk on a podium. It ended up being the rapscallion Jerry Nadler. Here is the video that just broke. Jerry Nadler passes out. He's clearly ill. I don't know what's going on in the middle of a Democrat press conference.
I said one time, who's in charge here?
And I think the congressman's right about that fact. Jerry, you want some? Yeah, I got some here. Jerry, take a drink. You look a little dehydrated, brother.
Crowded room full of people, and he is just gone.
Took a little longer.
Here's bumbling Pelosi. Probably drunk,
of the border,
high on pills, maybe both.
Everyone, he started sending signals. The U.S., Mexico, Canada. If that's not the accurate, some people call it after NAFTA, some call it NAFTA 2.0, working together to make past that.
You want to take a drink of this to give yourself some? How you feel, man?
Nadler is not well. He is not well.
Okay,
he can't even see it's bad.
Left. How you feel, man?
Oh, boy.
You okay?
Not if we're the three things. The three things. The three things.
Puts
the
up
three
two
things.
fingers.
We're very busy people. I said one time, who's in charge here?
You are, Nan. Look, again, you know, I don't get pleasure out of the fact that Jerry Nadler looks like he just had like a stroke or something. That's serious. I feel bad for him as a person and for his family. But, you know, sometimes the world has a funny way. Universal karma has a funny way of coming back to you. And so you have all these Democrats saying Trump is unfit, Trump is unhealthy, Trump can't sit up straight, Trump's sleepy, he's this, he's that. No, that's the Democrats. That's Joe Biden falling asleep before he has speeches. That's Jerry Nadler passing out. It looks like having a serious health problem in the middle of a Democrats press conference. That's Nancy Pelosi fumbling and bumbling through multiple press conferences every day like a drunkard. That's Hillary Clinton literally passing out and had to be hucked into a car because she was like a wet noodle. And then they say, oh, she just had a spout of pneumonia. She got cold. It was like 80 degrees in New York that day. She had a jacket on. She comes out the next day and hugs a child. Really? She had a pneumonia and then she went out and hugged a child while she's wearing her seizure glasses. And so this is literally the party of sickly, ill, deranged people, the Democrat Party, the Nancy Pelosi's. And what do? They point the finger at Trump, who's got more energy than all of them combined. In fact, if you look at most presidents, when they get in office and then after they've been in office for a while, they usually age pretty quickly and not so well. This president, as Maxine Waters says, he's glowing. It's like he's gotten younger. And then what do you have? They say he's unfit, he's unhealthy. Jerry Nadler passes out. Hillary Clinton falls down. Nancy Pelosi, if she's not drunk, then there's seriously something wrong with her. So there you go, folks. So very interesting right there. All right. Do we have these videos ready? I'm not sure how long they are. From Paul Joseph Watson, U.S. Cardinal says Islam attempting to take over the West. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see what's happened. U.S. Cardinal Raymond Burke says that resisting large-scale immigration from Muslim countries is the responsible exercise of one's patriotism. And so here is Cardinal Burke on large-scale Muslim immigration.
Question: should a politician resist large-scale Muslim immigration be refused a papal blessing? Since I don't dispense papal blessings, I won't. I think the fundamental question here is someone who resists large-scale Muslim immigration committing an immoral act and therefore should be, let's say, denied Holy Communion or in some way recognized as a public sinner. To resist large-scale Muslim immigration, in my judgment, is to be responsible in the sense of making sure that those who are immigrating to the country remember that the definition of the church's teaching is that the individuals are not able to find a way of living in their own country. And this is not true of immigrants who come, who are opportunists, and in particular in the case of Islam, which by its definition is believes itself to be destined to rule the world, coming in large numbers to countries, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see what's happened, for instance, in Europe, in countries like France and Germany, and also here in Italy. And it's also happening in the United States. There's a very interesting book written called No-Go Zones, in which records places in the United States where, in fact, Muslim immigrants have set up their own legal order. In other words, they resist the authority, the legitimate authority of the state. And so to be opposed to wholesale or large-scale Muslim immigration is in fact, as far as I'm concerned, a responsible exercise of one's patriotism, in the sense that yes, people who are true refugees who can't live in their own country, we must receive them and help them in every way. But this is not the case when you have simply a large-scale immigration.
So there's Cardinal Raymond Burke. Actually had the opportunity to meet him when he served in the Archdiocese of St. Louis from 2004 to 2008. So it's glad to see that not everyone from the Catholic Church is pro-globalism. And so you won't hear that from the Pope, and you kind of heard him joking about it. And you're starting to actually see signs inside of the ministry now that are kind of going against the Pope, who's clearly open borders, one world government globalist. And so we've got another video of another cardinal coming up in the next hour, warning of the same thing. Vatican cardinal warns West will disappear because of mass migration, but it's already happening. It's already happening. I said this yesterday, and the only chance there is to stop it from happening is the Brexit. But if they don't complete the Brexit, it's basically like this. In 20 years, everything hinges on Brexit. In 20 years, if you don't get Brexit, Europe will be the Middle East. In 20 years, if you do get Brexit, Europe will still be Europe, and you'll still have European countries you can go, and there'll still be culture. If you don't get Brexit, the European Union will have wide open borders. Islam will move in. It'll take over Europe, turn it into the Middle East, and that'll be it for Europe. So they have a choice to make right now.
It's never been easy to figure out the essentials of a new supplement routine. That's why we created the 8-Pack Power Stack, your go-to option for the building blocks of a successful approach to supplementation. This one-stop shop for those looking to simplify or adjust their routine is perfect for new and old info warriors alike. With the 8-Pack Power Stack, there's no trial and error, messy bottles laying across the counter, or 20-minute morning habits. Just take the Wake Up and Work or Rest and Recover packs each day for quick, easy-to-use, and conveniently accessible formulas to help you reach your peak without the deep supplement knowledge, stacks of bottles, and complicated routine. Featuring 8 different formulas for a total take on your health and wellness. You can find what you like and get even more powerful versions in the store. Head to InfoWarsStore.com and check out 8-Pack Power Stack today and jumpstart your supplement routine.